Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Moment of Hope with Upward Transitions. I'm Carla Stinnett, and we welcome you today as we have a very special guest with us. We're going to have our volunteer coordinator out at Will Rogers World Airport. He is our Travelers Aid Oklahoma City group of volunteers, and his name is Kevin Drury. And let me bring him on here with the screen with me. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Carla. Thank you for having me this morning.
Well, we're so happy that you could be our special guest today. Travelers Aid. So a lot of people don't understand that how Upward Transitions and Travelers Aid is connected. But if you wouldn't mind, can you just share with us a brief overview of Travelers Aid Oklahoma City and the services and how it all started?
Certainly, Travelers Aid at the airport began on November the 11th of 1973. Upward Transitions, at that time they were called Travelers Aid of Oklahoma City, opened a new location at Will Rogers World Airport, expanding their 48 years of services offered at the main office and downtown bus station to travelers and visitors traveling by air. To increase the efficiency of the Travelers Aid volunteer program, and to ensure proper training and coordination of the volunteers, the City of Oklahoma City Airport Trust has assisted in funding the volunteer coordinator position for the program since July the 1st of 1986. So that's kind of how we got started.
So we've been serving the community, or Travelers Aid started and began serving the community since 1925 at the beginning, but they weren't always at the airport. So they've been out at the airport since 1973. Is that
Correct.
right? Okay.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, what's really great about the connection with Travelers Aid Oklahoma City is Upward Transitions manages the volunteer program, but it is in collaboration with the City of Oklahoma City Airport Trust. So we love our volunteers out at the airport. So tell us, recently we just had the Travelers Aid International Conference here hosted in downtown Oklahoma City. So tell us a little bit about the conference.
That was an awesome conference, Carla. Stakeholders from all over the country converged in Oklahoma City to learn, have fun, and share their experiences. There was an excellent cross-section of professionals from the social services sector, as well as a great representation of Travelers Aid program coordinators, such as myself. Attendees were treated to several inspiring sessions on topics ranging from self-improvement, creating a positive, welcoming culture in the workplace for our volunteers and for our passengers, as well as introductions to successful social services ventures such as the Curbside Chronicle in Oklahoma City and Sasquatch Ice. And for those that may not be familiar with that, the folks that you'll see them in the green vest on the medians, they're asking you to purchase a Curbside Chronicle magazine. Those magazines are published in Oklahoma City, and those folks aren't asking for a handout. That is their private business in their attempt to help them get back on their feet. I didn't know that at the time, but I do now. Most of the attendees that I spoke with said that was the best Travelers Aid conference that they'd ever been to.
Yes, and we were very proud of our CEO, Perry Ann Pulliam, who really helped coordinate that with the leadership of Travelers Aid International. And a lot of the delegates, from what I heard as far as feedback, were just like, man, we wish we had stayed, kept our travel plans longer through the weekend. We love Oklahoma City and we're having a great time and we're really enjoying the speakers. So heard that was really a great conference and that everybody really did benefit from the speakers and the topics that was shared. So when we're talking about Travelers Aid, a Travelers Aid volunteer out at the airport, so what does a day in the life of a Travelers Aid volunteer look like?
That's a very good question. We have 3 shifts per day, 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The clientele, the folks that our volunteers deal with, varies somewhat depending on the day of the week and the shift. But typically, our volunteers field a variety of questions from patrons and passengers and guests, such as where are the rental car counters? And by the way, we use a shuttle service for that. How do I catch an Uber or Lyft? We usually suggest that they ask the driver to slow way down. Is there a restaurant on this side of security, etc.? All of our volunteers are well trained and experienced and are able to answer most of the questions. Occasionally, you'll get a question that you've never heard before, and you have to do a little research. But hey, that's the fun part of it. Uh, they also provide special assistance to some passengers, such as helping them get to the TSA entry point, physically taking them to the rental car shuttle. Other duties, including like fielding a wide variety of phone calls from passengers or guests, seeking assistance on finding lost baggage, booking a flight, etc. Uh, they also maintain a well-stocked rack cards for all visitors that need information on local venues. Uh, and we're glad to provide assistance on explaining the fun things to do in Oklahoma City. But most of all, we have fun.
Yeah. And how many volunteers do you have out there right now?
Right now, we have 24.
Okay. And you have a couple of shifts that are open, right?
That is correct.
And which ones are those?
Tuesday morning is open. Thursday morning is open. Wednesday afternoon is open. We have a few of the evening shifts, the 6 to 10 p.m. shifts that are open. Um, if anyone is interested, I have a schedule and I will be glad to provide that. And we can see if one of those schedules would work for them or one of those open times would work for them.
Yeah. Well, we love how helpful the volunteers are, and occasionally I know that they have people that they who are stranded at the airport for various reasons, and they help connect them to social services or whatever they need. And so we're very proud of the work that the volunteers do. And I think you guys last year assisted like, what was it, over 98,000 people?
Yes, I believe that is correct. It was
Yeah.
almost 100,000.
Yeah. So and it's probably great people watching as well. So getting to see everyone that comes through Oklahoma City and just being there as a support and a help is really something that even the city believes in, and Travelers Aid has always been wonderful to deliver. So tell me a little bit. I mean, in your year, you were once a volunteer, now you're the volunteer coordinator. So have you had some sort of a meaningful or interesting encounter as a volunteer that you'd like to share?
I've had many interesting encounters over the course of my time out here. The one that comes to mind actually did not happen to me. It happened to one of my volunteers that works out here. A distraught woman approached her, handed her a note, and asked her to give it to her family when she was gone. So the volunteer immediately sensed that something was wrong. She called the airport police, and as the woman was going outside, the volunteer followed her and began talking to her, and continued talking to her until the authorities arrived. As it turned out, the woman was planning to commit suicide, and our volunteer intervened and stopped that. That that's the heart, I think, of
Yeah.
the social services that we provide, things like that. And
Yeah.
that one touched my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. And we know that there are times that volunteers do encounter people in crisis and intervene and make sure that they get the help that they need. And then sometimes you have some really just, you know, fun encounters too, as far as being a volunteer with. I think you had shared a story about a well-known, the wife of a well-known celebrity had lost a bag, so you were helping her find her bag, and so tell us about that story too.
Uh, and at the time, I have to admit, I didn't know who the woman was or who she was related to, didn't know any details, but uh, she called up and she was very distraught. I could hear it in her voice on the phone. And she said, I need somebody to help me. And I said, okay, what's the matter? And she said she had recently flown to Europe or her and her husband had recently flown to Europe uh, to attend their son's wedding. And she had one of the bags that she was taking with her had her wedding dress in it, some priceless family jewelry that she was going to let the new bride wear. Uh, had her shoes and some other valuable things, and she said that got lost. And she said nobody knows where it's at. And I said, well, let me do a little research and I'll see what I can come up with. So I called several of the airports. We finally figured out that we thought that it was in New York City, and it was supposed to be shipped back to Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City, they didn't have any record of that. It was kind of a mess. Well, I told her, I said, I'll keep an eye out for your bag, and if I see it, then I'll call you. So one day, a week or so later, I did. Saw it in the baggage claim office. I called her and I said, hey, I have some news for you that might just make your day. And she goes, what's that? And I said, your bag is in Oklahoma City. And she was extremely happy. And so she came to the city and picked her bag up. You know, of course, she gave me a hug. Thank you so much for looking out for me. And, you know, it's fun stuff like that. It's like, hey, this lady she needed help, and we were able to provide that assistance to her. So,
yeah, and we just, we know that there are all kinds of encounters of helping people, and that's what this objective of this volunteer group is to help assist these travelers. Some may be in crisis, some have lost their baggage. It just varies. But we appreciate everything that they do for our community, because this is a real service to our community. So if someone's interested in volunteering, how do they go about signing up?
There's a multitude of different ways. They can email me at kdrury@upwardtransitions.org, or they can log on to the upwardtransitions.org website. There's a link on there. Once I receive their inquiry, I will ask them to fill out an application, and then we will meet one-on-one to discuss more about volunteering at Will Rogers. As I mentioned before, we have 2 information desks out here that we staff 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And we talked about we had several available shifts. And getting back, just one quick comment on your previous question. A lot of times we're helping people with directions around the airport, especially people who've never been here before. They'll ask questions such as like, where's the Uber and Lyft? Where are the rental cars? How to get one of those? Where's the restrooms at? Different things of that sort. And, if you think about going to an airport that you've never been to before, you're going to have those questions. So that's one of the big things that we help people with.
Well, we are very appreciative of the service that that the Travelers Aid Oklahoma City volunteer group provides to Oklahoma City. And so tell us one more time the collaboration that makes Travelers Aid Oklahoma City possible.
We are funded by the Will Rogers Airport Trust in partnership with the City of Oklahoma City. They provide ample funding to provide incentives not only for our volunteers, but as well as the items that the program needs to function. Of course, none of this would be possible without the astute leadership from Upward Transitions Board and their CEO, Perry Ann Pulliam.
Yes, and
yourself too.
Oh, well, we all work together as a team, and we're very happy to have you on today as our guest. Our time is up today, but we wanted to say thank you, Kevin, for sharing with us more about Travelers Aid Oklahoma City and how to sign up if anyone's interested in being a volunteer. So just visit our website, upwardtransitions.org, or you can email Kevin at kdrury@upwardtransitions.org, and you can find out more about volunteering. So let's just tell everyone, thank you for tuning in today, and we will see you next week. See you later.
Thank you, Carla.
Uh-huh.